Stay tuned and let's check out this Marvel Legends Khonshu Build-A-Figure Wave Disney Plus Loki, He Who Remains. Pow, and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And remember now you can hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Today we continue looking at the Marvel Legends Khonshu Build-A-Figure Wave. As in front of me we have the Disney Plus Loki, He Who Remains. Definitely not Kang, remember, he is just one of many variants I'm sure we're going to see throughout the MCU. We have already got our glimpse at the next one in the Ant-Man trailer, but here he is as he appears in the very last episode of the Loki series in the plastic-free packaging, played by Jonathan Majors, by the way, who is a tank. He's going to be in the next Creed movie as well. On the back of the packaging, we get the only accessory, which is an apple. First figure to ever come with an apple, and then we have the head for the Khonshu Build-A-Figure. Looking forward to building him, but no wave association. That is all moved to the side of the packaging where we see a list of all the figures. In this wave, you will need to build the Khonshu Build-A-Figure. Today we're looking at number 4, He Who Remains. So Jonathan Majors, I'm sure, is going to play a big role in the MCU moving forward, as one of the next Avengers films is literally called the Kang Dynasty. So I'm sure we're going to see more of him in figure form, but let's have a look at the first one. And here he is out of the packaging with all of his accessories. And I should really stop saying that, as he only comes with that little tiny apple accessory, but more on that in a minute. He does come with the Build-A-Figure head for the Khonshu Build-A-Figure, and you know what to do. We always build and review the Build-A-Figure once we've looked at all the figures in the wave, and we're nearly there, and as I said, I'm looking forward to it. So subscribe for that one. Today, let's focus on He Who Remains, who appeared in the very last episode of the Loki series, and it's another brand new, unique character to add to our MCU collection. Now, will we ever see him again? Probably not in this format, but it is a pretty good looking representation of that episode all the same, on a completely new pinless Marvel Legends body as well, which I am happy to report, and I think the likeness is great as well. So before we zoom in, let's just get the tape measure out, as I know some people always get mad at me if I don't. As you can see, he is just under 6.5 inches tall, so should fit into the collection, no problems at all. But as I said, let's check out that likeness. Zooming in, I think the likeness is pretty good, again with that digital face printing tech. Now my lights are a little bit harsh and he's coming across a little bit glossy, but I can definitely see the actor's likeness in there, definitely from certain angles as well. It always comes across a little bit better. He's got his beard, the hair is nicely sculpted as well, all the way around there you can see. And yeah, overall I think they've done a great job here. Now, if I remember correctly, in the show he was a little bit quirky, a little bit more expressive than this bland expression gives him credit for, but I still think they've done a decent job here. So I'll bring up a side by side and you can let me know yourself in the comments below. How do you think they've done with the likeness from He Who Remains to Jonathan Majors from the actual show? As I said, give them credit, they're usually pretty good at this digital face printing tech, and again, I think they've done a good job here. Taking a look at the rest of the figure, I think they've done a pretty good job of capturing the look and aesthetic of He Who Remains from that final episode of Loki, as he was wearing the long purple robe here, and he is a completely pinless Marvel Legend as well, all new. You can see the pinless legs under there as well. Now, the robe is unfortunately a little bit limiting, as it has only got the single jointed elbow. It reminds me of like Black Series Jedis, as this is what they'd usually do, but you can still get the shoulders all the way up to 90, and as I said, they are pinless. Underneath there, you've got the green jacket as well, well, a green sort of shirt under the jacket. Now, the jacketed sleeves are always going to be purple, so even if you took the robe off, it would look ridiculous, so you're not going to want to do that. You can see the sculpted gold lines and like a gold reef there, and you can see the break in the shirt, and that is where you get your swivel. So I have been trying to like find out if there's an ab crunch or a ball joint. I can't figure it out, but as you can see, very limiting bending there on the ab crunch, but just a tiny bit. Swivel there at the waist, as I've already showed, and then here you get the break in the shirt, which allows you to sort of get the legs all the way up. And they go up pretty far, to be fair to them, and that reveals the thigh cut, so you've got a swivel at the thigh, and then the pinless double jointed knees, which are always glorious. Look at that. There you go. Lots of range there. No problems at all. And then down to his new sandals, which are brand new. I don't think we've seen these before in Marvel Legends. So there's some new sandals with the ankle pivot and rocker, as you would expect. And there's also a nicely hidden swivel at the bottom of the trousers there as well. So you get a swivel at the bottom. You can also see a little bit of the shirt sticking out there for the hand. On the back of the jacket, you've got some nice sculpted detail. I keep saying jacket, but you know I mean a robe. You know what I'm talking about. And let's be honest, in the show, he just talked a lot. So you don't really need your Kang to get into any crazy dynamic poses. As long as he stands there and looks like the character, I'll be very happy. So he has one open palm hand to hold his apple, which we'll check out in a second. The other hand is a little bit more interesting though, as it reveals that sort of technology he uses to sort of reveal his backstory and open doors and teleport and control Miss Minutes, and I'm sure many other things. So that's a pretty interesting sculpted accessory on that hand. And what's cool is that you can sort of still get enough range in his arms where you can get him posed up so it looks like he's actually controlling and doing something on that accessory piece on the shelf, which is pretty cool. So yeah, overall, I think they've done a great job here. But he's hungry. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. And this is a pretty unique accessory, as it's a callback to eating the apple from that particular episode. So, as I said, he will stand on your shelf and eat his apple, no problem at all. Nice small apple, separate piece, grips it in the hand, no problem at all. And it is just a separate apple. Now, any of your Marvel Legends can enjoy. Oh no, I've just dropped it. I've lost it forever. Call off the search. I found it. Moving into some comparisons, first up, of course, it had to be He Who Remains compared to Loki. And Loki, because remember, Sylvie is a variant of Loki. It's what got them into this mess in the first place. And to be honest, if you have the other Loki that came with the re-release of the Tesseract without the jacket, that probably is a better version to go along with these on the shelf. This version of Loki is like early doors in the season with the TVA jacket, but he still looks pretty good compared to the other two. And I thought I'd add in Mobius as well, as he is another unique character from the Loki series. I've just got classic Loki to open now, and then of course that other variant of Loki in the Tesseract, and then you have them all from the series. And it's crazy to think that this wasn't even the first Disney Plus TV series, and yet we still have more figures released than bloody WandaVision. Talking of WandaVision, here we have He Who Remains compared to Jimmy Woo, who is another live action character in this Khonshu Build-A-Figure wave. And then there we've got Baron Zemo as well, as is another Phase 4 figure from the Disney Plus series. And as you can see, all of them are standing up, no problems at all, even with those damn suited body legs. But if I breathe, Jimmy will fall over. And it's only right I do this. Here we have comic Kang compared to a live action variant that we call He Who Remains. Now, we have only seen a glimpse of Kang in the new Ant-Man trailer, but we do think that's going to be more close to the comic representation. But I'm going to try a head swap anyway. For anyone curious, yes, the unmasked Jonathan Majors head does pop on to the comic Kang body, and maybe this is a glimpse of what we'll see in Ant-Man down the line. And if you wanted to, you can put the comic Kang head onto the He Who Remains body as well, but it's a little loose. Here we have Kang compared to some what if zombies and Howard the Duck. Here we have Frogman, Tigra and White Rabbit. And last but absolutely never least, here we have Captain Britain and Bombastic Hank. So, final thoughts on this Marvel Legends Khonshu Build-A-Figure wave Disney Plus Loki, He Who Remains. Now, I think this is a great representation in plastic of that particular version of He Who Remains we've seen in the season finale of Loki. But if you think about it, we've got an action figure of a character that may only appear in one episode ever, as this version is never going to pop up in the MCU again, as, spoiler alert, he died. But I know we're going to see many other versions and variants of Kang throughout the MCU, and I'm game for all of them, even if they do only appear in one episode. But yeah, when you break it down like that, one episode this guy appeared in, and we've already got an action figure, which is more to say about many characters within the MCU. So again, Jonathan Majors, it's not the first time, it's not the last time we're going to see him in the Marvel Legends line, I guarantee it. But you let me know what you think in the comments below of He Who Remains. What do you think of the likeness? Are you adding it to your collection? Always curious to hear your thoughts. But as always, if you like Marvel Legends, then you're in the right place. Check out the videos tab, find the playlists, but most importantly, please hit that subscribe button, hit all on the notification bell, don't miss out on a video, and please hit that join button, become a channel member, either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. You can follow me on Instagram at It's Dan Who, and I'm on Twitter as well. Tweet me, don't be shy, at Dan Who Reviews. And until then, my name is Dan W, and I will of course see you on the next one.